Yo,
What's going on?
what's going on, girl?
I'm kind of excited. This is our first podcast.
First one.
First
So,
one.
yeah,
And I got to
actually,
thanks to everybody because we got a lot of love when we announced it on Facebook. So I'm excited.
yeah, full disclosure, this is like not our first go at the first episode because I'm not as
Off on too many-
I'm not as tech savvy as I like to think.
We went off on too many tangents. We like to talk, so we just talked about everything. And this time we're going to be a little more concise and stay on topic.
Yeah, I don't care about the tangents. I care about the quality. Like, and again, the audio was like not
Yeah,
good. But
true.
so basically we'll jump in, right? So we decided we're gonna be like WTF customer service, right? We're old people, okay, basically. I'm going to be 57 at the end of the month. Difficult as I have to admit, I'm going to be 57. You're 54. Okay, so I was born in 68. You're born in 71.
Yep.
And we're like hardcore Gen X's, right? So the whole idea about Gen Flex was, you know what? I think that there's enough of people, under the age of 40 that they're like, hey, so what was life like back in the 80s and 90s, right? So you were in a tub and I had
Taking a bubble bath.
I had to jump the shark moment with customer service where I was just like, you know what? I come into the tub and I'm like, well, I didn't actually come into the tub, but I came into
You in the room. You in the room.
not this time anyway. I come in the bathroom, you're in the tub, and it's like, yo, why don't we do an episode about how customer service has jumped the shark, you know what I mean, in the last X amount of years, right? And just to frame the conversation, I'm not really talking about the retail space as much because, I don't want to be like that, guy, oh, get off my lawn, all the good old days. I don't want to be that guy. You know how it is. Customer service when it comes to the real retail space and in-person stuff, that's always been hit or miss. I mean, I've got some customer service horror stories, but then again, I'm from Staten Island. So, people a little light on social skills on the rock. You know what I mean? But so I guess I'll get into what happened with the AI, right? So we're doing the podcast, and our deal was you just show up, hit record, talk, I'll handle everything else, right? So there's the promotion, the marketing, all of that stuff. There's the thumbnail creation, the ads and all that stuff that go along with on the back end, right? So I like AI. I've been using ChatGPT since I started writing my book, probably about back around, really started using it back around like the first of the year. So I'm really big into it. And I was like, okay, let's get this AI generation, image generation thing going, right? So I'm like, skip the free trial, the hell with it. Like, take my money, jump right in. I'm like, $30 a month, no brainer. This stuff is great because it's like playing God.
Yeah.
It's like, you type in what you want visually, and then it gives you like the interpretation of what it thinks you want, and then it spits out an image. It's like, oh, give me a dragon with 3 heads and with Jupiter in the background, and it'll do it. I was looking for something more specific, so now I sign up. I'm playing around with the stuff. The shit is not working out the way I wanted it to, and I'm like, hey man, I'm a paying customer. Let me let me drop a ticket into support, right? I emailed them. They emailed me back the next day. Hand to God, the guy was like this. Well, you just got to go on the website and play around with it a little bit. Well, I'm like, dude, you want me to go play around with it? I asked you a specific question. It's like, I am a paying customer, And for me, being an old fart, my experience with the whole phenomenon is the technology is moving faster than the ability to service the people using the technology. So for me, it's all like the call center stuff. It's not being able to get people on the phone, being put on hold. Oh, they're talking to the bot. That's like my favorite, talking to the bot. It's like anything and everything that they can do to try not to get
people out of it. Yep.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing with like that human connection. And you got to realize, I know the internet's 30 years old. We had a life. There actually was a planet that did revolve around the sun before 30 years ago. And I know when young kids, like, they don't think that there was a world before 1996, but there actually was. And in that world, there was no such thing as the internet.
Mhm.
So everything that we did was face to face, you know? So I come into the tub and you were like, I'm all over this one because you've had some recent some recent horror stuff.
Flipping out my chest now. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
here we go.
Your face to face interaction. So you got the UPS story and you got the AT&T story. So I don't know which one you want to go with first.
And don't forget Harris Teeter, but I'll get into that one afterwards.
Yeah.
So I go to UPS. It's probably a couple of weeks ago now, and I had a couple of returns. Out of the million returns that I do, because all I do is order off of
Because you find it on Amazon every day.
on Amazon. So I had 2 returns that I had to do, and that day I was very, very busy. And the thing that's funny is I remember I had a lot on my mind. I was negotiating a contract. I think I had just picked up a due diligence check. I was talking to a couple of clients. What the clown? I love that mug. I love it.
Sorry, I had to throw that in
That's
there.
another story.
So you're
But,
at UPS.
I get to UPS. I pull up in the parking lot. I might have been on the phone while I'm grabbing my returns and stuff, and I go inside. Go inside the store. The 2 girls working behind the counter, and they're each helping 1 customer each. There's a reason why I'm saying that. There wasn't a line going out the door. There weren't 17 people. I was next in the queue. I was the next person in the human queue. So when they were done, I would have been the next person to be
You
served.
first online.
Right, first online. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So when I'm standing there, one of the girls looks at me and she goes, "Oh, do you have is it Amazon returns?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "Oh, why don't you just use the self-serve kiosk?" I looked at her and I was very polite, but I was like, "No, that's fine. I'll wait until you're
I
done."
pass.
Because I mean, I could tell they're doing returns for these 2 people. I could just tell what they were doing, that's what was happening right now. That girl was fine. She just kind of gave me a nod and went back to helping the other customer. But the other girl actually turned and looked at me and gave me a look like who I thought I was because I didn't want to use the self-serve kiosk. And maybe it's the Bronx in me, but she gave me this look with a little bit of stink on it. Like, you know what I mean? I could pick up on stink. It was a little bit like, ooh, she doesn't want to use the self-serve kiosk. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to say a word. I get to the girl when she's done, and it so happens to be the girl with the stink that helps me. It's not the other girl. And I looked at her, I plopped down my stuff, and I said, "Look, I'm sorry, but you know what? I didn't feel like learning anything new today.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do I have to now figure out how to use the self-serve kiosk?" Because here's the crazy part. If you really think about it, she said, "Why don't you use the self-serve kiosk?" Not there's someone that's going to show me how to do it. Not she's coming out from behind and showing me. It's like, why do you think that I know how to use this thing?
Yo, you know what it is?
Was I with you on the UPS training? Like, was I with you? Was I there? Was I in the class with
You
you?
know what it is?
What?
It's the same as, just go on the website and play around with it a little
Just
bit.
go on the website and play around with it. It's like, I mean, I hate to sound mean, and this may come across a little bitchy. I don't mean it to. I had a lot on my plate.
Mhm.
Like I said, I walk in, my brain isn't on, let's learn how to do Amazon returns today. My brain was on my clients, my customers. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to return my items and go on with my life. That's what I wanted to do. Go back to what I was doing and just get it out of the way. So that leads me to another story.
Wait a minute. Here's the thing with that, though. Why don't you walk into UPS with like a repair request from real
The
estate?
due diligence, like,
You're like,
like
hey, look, hey, girl, can you do me a favor? Should we ask for the home warranty, or do you think
yeah,
you
do I ask for
want
home
maybe we
warranty?
should-
Should I ask them if they can handle the structural issues? It's like she would look at me like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Oh wait, you didn't go to real estate school with me? I thought we were side by side like we were in UPS." Well,
I got to jump in. I don't know if you ever heard this story. Did I ever tell you my Funkoland story?
Funko Land? I haven't heard
this
it.
is like back on the rock. This is like Staten Island. This is like 90s shit now. Okay.
Well, I got to hear this.
Yeah, because like I said, I've always been of the ilk that when it comes to like in-person stuff, to sit there because the whole thing with the Gen Z stare now.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that. I'm not, like I said, 20 somethings are not my favorite demographic, but in all fairness to them, when I'm in the supermarket, the Target, the Lowe's, the Home Depot, you want to know what, man? The 20 somethings, they're pleasant.
Very.
Yeah,
very
you go in
pleasant.
there, it's like, you know what? I haven't had any issues with communicating with, I don't get like this blank, like dead-eyed stare like that. I think it's like, it's internet lore, and it's just something to
It's
complain
internet
about.
propaganda. It's another way to keep people separated.
Look, man, like I said, when it comes to in-person shit, especially when it comes to like people making you food, and it comes to, you know what I mean? Like that little extra human touch. It's like, you know what, man? Sometimes you're gonna get what you're gonna get, right? So anyway, give you an idea how old this story is. I'm like, way more hot-headed back then than I am.
What did that look like?
Yeah, what that look like, right? So now I was in like this, I guess, transitional period of gaming where like maybe like the PS2 was coming out, or maybe I decided I was going to get off of Sony and I was going to jump over to Xbox because I was always more of an Xbox guy. So back in the day, Funkoland, if I'm not mistaken, is actually GameStop now.
No,
But
okay.
back in the day, it was Funkoland, and the ruse was that they would buy back games and stuff,
Mhm.
right? So I'm like, I'm ready for like to the next gen. Okay, I packed up my box, a cardboard box with I had a console, I had extra controllers. I think I had a fishing controller from like some fishing game that I didn't need anymore. And I had a whole bunch of games that I was going to sell, right? So I walk in with this big box. It's like the same thing with you, but worse. You got two people in the store and you got two people behind the counter. This
Oh
is
my God.
no, because this is like a peeve of mine, right? Two people behind the counter, one guy in the store. I'm like, so now I walk in, I put the box down on the counter, and the two guys behind the counter are still dealing with the one customer. And I'm like, guys, are you gonna spit roast this dude? Like, what are you doing? Like, it didn't really require the attention of like two
Both
people.
people,
And I'm
yeah.
standing there with a box ready to like wheel and deal, sell my console, sell my game, sell everything, right? There's nobody would acknowledge my existence. I had to be standing there 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Finally, I said something. I was like, yo, bro, how long am I gonna stand here ignored before you acknowledge that like I'm here? Right.
Yeah.
And we got shit we got to do together here, right? So he gives me an attitude, and he said some along the lines like, he goes, if you think I'm gonna buy anything from you now, he's like, you're out of your mind, right?
Oh my God.
There
It's
was
impossible.
there was a roll of paper towels and a bottle of Windex
Mhm.
on the glass counter where I was standing. I picked up the paper towels, I threw them at him. You should have seen his face.
Oh my.
Dude, I was in like my karate prime back then too, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? I was like right in the middle of my whole Vada days.
Oh my
And I thought,
God.
you want to talk about somebody changing their tune so quick? It's like
I'm sure he did.
he was not expecting the customer to throw a roll of paper towels at him.
Well, you don't get hostile with customers. I mean, it's like you're making me wait, and now you're threatening me with like, I'm not going to buy back your shit. I mean, are you serious right now?
Yeah, but you got to get into like recently now, right? Your AT&T deal.
Well,
You
have
had
AT&T,
what
I have
I
Aristida, but the AT&T is funnier.
It
So
was
I'll
people
take
in the
that one
store.
first.
God.
What happened?
5, right?
Wait. So let me just tell you what happened to me in AT&T. So I went with my sister. What happened was she had one of those flip phones, and I don't mean the old-fashioned flip phones. She actually had, it was a modern phone. It looked kind of like I think it was an Android. So what happened was when she opened it, you had like that flat panel. It was actually kind of cool. It was a little bit of a novelty. I'd never seen one until she got one. But what happened was when you open it, it's supposed to be like one full panel. And what happened was she started getting that line in between where it actually looked like two screens. So that obviously meant the phone was broken. It wasn't working the way it was supposed
So
to.
she wanted to get a new phone.
So we went and drove to the AT&T store. Okay. Oh my God. What was I thinking doing this? So anyway, we drive to the AT&T store. We get there. There's not one. There's not two. There's not three. There's not four. There are five people inside the store.
5.
One person was filling up balloons. It's like I walked into a carnival. There's balloons everywhere. I have no idea what they were doing. I'm assuming they were getting ready for some sort of an event.
Yo,
Two other people.
was there a sword swallower? I just had a
Fire eater. There was a fire eater.
It was like somebody juggling bowling pins, flaming bowling pins.
Exactly. They were juggling something, but it was just weird though. I mean, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, they're blowing up balloons. Maybe they're gonna have some kind of like there's a sale or there's a promotion or something going on. So anyway, we got the one person filling up balloons.
You just need a phone.
Huh?
You just needed a new phone.
Well, two people were milling around and two other people were sitting on couches. It's a really nice store. So they have all these like different areas that customers can sit. So my sister walks over and she approaches this one guy and she's showing him the phone. She's like, look, I have a warranty. I have coverage on this phone. We thought, hey, you know what? We're going to walk in. She did everything right. She's got the phone protected. We figured, okay, per her agreement, I think she should have been able to just get another phone. So we thought this was going to be a 1, 2, 3. Here's the situation. Here's your new phone. Call it a day. We're out.
Yeah, good luck.
No, 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 no. The guy looks at us like we've got 3 heads. Like I said, like I asked him like to do a kidney transplant. It's like, no, I didn't ask you to do surgery. I need a new phone.
It's like, dude, I didn't ask you how gravity works.
This is what I'm saying. Hello, you know what I mean? It's like, give me a break here. I didn't ask you the table of the elements. You know what I mean? It's like, I just need the phone. He looks at us with this look of like confusion, and he's like, give me a second. And it was a little weird because you would think people come in with phone problems quite often.
You'd think, since it's the AT&T store.
This is the AT&T store. So he goes and gets someone else from the back. I didn't know there were more people in the back of the store. He goes and gets another nurse, and she comes out.
He had to go to the bullpen.
He wasn't exactly. He went and then
bring in the manager. He had to bring the
the manager. He got a manager. So, like you said, they escalated this. So a manager comes out. She comes out. Same thing. I reiterate. I guess he told her a little bit about what's going on. I reiterate the situation. My sister's explaining it also because now both of us are talking to her. And she does the same thing. She gives us this look and she goes, "Oh, no, we can't do that here." And my sister's like, "I have a warranty. I have coverage. The phone's broken. I just want another phone." And she's like, "No." She's like, "I'm sorry." She goes, "What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to call the AT&T customer service number."
From inside.
I'm like, wait a second. And you know me with my mouth. I was like, we have to call AT&T. We're here. Like, we had to call AT&T.
So there's 6 people in the store. You have to leave the store, go out to the car,
and call AT&T
from outside of AT&T.
Exactly. And the funny part about it is I'm being sarcastic. This woman's like oblivious to it. Like she's just like, oh,
Can't make the shit up, though.
Doesn't give us doesn't tell us what number. Like you think she'd even say something along the lines of being she's a manager. Hey, you know, when you call, talk to the warranty coverage area.
She was like,
no. She was giving us the number. So now we're on our own to leave the store and to figure this out. She's just like, no. Just
Google the
go Google it. Yeah, go
the number.
She goes, no. You have to just call the. I guess she called it the regular 800 AT&T customer service number. And funny thing about it is my poor sister, you know her. She don't got a temper like me. My sister's like very benign. You know what I mean? It takes a lot to piss off my sister. She's livid. We're walking out the store. She's like, are they shitting me right now? She's like, we're inside the store. She's like, there's 6 of them in there? She goes, we got to come back into the car. It's raining.
Yeah.
We got to come. So let me just explain to you the situation.
Like how many people store a light bulb?
We literally are sitting outside of the AT&T store on the phone with AT&T. Let me tell you something. That was when I realized customer service officially shit the bed. It shit. I was like, this is it.
We did ask you a question. Just what was the relative? Not that it matters, but what was the relative age of the people?
All over.
Working.
When I say all over, I would say the people in there probably range from 20s to 50s. The manager wasn't a kid. The manager was, she was either my age or older.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, you know, when people talk about the Gen Z stare, it's like, no, it's like we had a myriad of ages in there and no one was able to help us.
Dude, you know my idiot savant of donuts.
Oh my God, you have to tell that story.
I experienced probably the biggest, most glaring example of the Gen Z stare I experienced, but it was like 30 years ago. Like, seriously, like, no, I can't be like, oh, you know, these damn 20-somethings. It's like, no, this guy was my age. This was like 30 years ago. Again, Staten Island, you know what I mean? Do the math, right? So yeah. This is hands down probably the craziest customer service story I have in my storybook, right? So it's Dunkin' Donuts. I walk in, right, and I'm like, I want a dozen. Now, the protocol, right, when you want a dozen donuts is the guy grabs the box, he puts the glove on, he walks over to the donuts, and he puts the donuts in the freaking box as you're telling him what you want.
Chocolate eclair, jelly.
This is not skilled labor. Okay? I got to think the on-the-job training was maybe, you know, a half a day, you know? So I'm like, I want a dozen. And he's staring at me. He's like, okay. I'm like, bro, I want a dozen.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, all right, this dude's like the idiot Savannah Donuts. Like, he's standing there with his hands like folded in front of him, and I'm thinking, like, all right, I'm going to give him the order. He's going to memorize all 12 donuts, and then just
He's
go.
Rain Man with the toothpicks. Like he's like, he's right there.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, fine. Let's do it your way. I'm like, okay. I'm like, give me 2 chocolate frosted, 2 vanilla frosted, 2 Boston cream, 2 crullers, 2 lemon, and
2 jelly.
I don't know, 2 jelly, right? So he grabs the box finally, he grabs the glove, he walks over to the donuts, he turns around, he goes, "What'd you say you wanted again?" I'm like, bro, are you freaking kidding me right now?
Why did you just waste those like 2 minutes of my life?
That I'm saying is I had my Gen Z story like 30 years ago.
Well, there weren't even Gen Zs. I mean,
Like again, it's all fun and games and everything. I get it. You know what? Like the thing is, it's like, what they say about comedy, it's tragedy plus time. Like, we sit around and we laugh about these things, but the thing with me is, it's like, look, if you got a little stink on you, if you got a little attitude, you're having a bad day. All right, you know what, man? You're making $12 an hour. Your job sucks. You're not making enough money to, make your nut every month. I get it, in person. But the thing with me is, it's the diabolical nature of how the call center stuff and the really, really, really big companies like the Googles and the Facebooks of the world. And the thing is, it's like, because look, dude, I look at social media, and I look at the internet, and I look at the World Wide Web and how everybody's all globally connected, and there's this global economy and all this other bullshit, right? It's like, I look at that part of the world now like the utilities. Like, a phone is a necessity, and the internet connection is a necessity, and social media. Think about how many people are like promoting, marketing, doing business online, right? Making money, right? The economy is like so online dependent and social media dependent in ways like, you think like 30 years ago, we could not have envisioned a world the world that we're in now. And the problem is, the need for human interaction and the need for people in the customer service space when it comes to technology is moving, I think, at a faster pace than like the ability to like service people. And that to me is kind of like a scary reality, because I look at Facebook, right? You know what the deal was with me, right? I'm a legacy customer. Okay. So like, I mean, I've been on Facebook since like 09, right? So I mean, when I signed up, I might have had like a Netscape email address. I might have, maybe it was Hotbot, AOL,
Netscape,
right? So that email was like, that was like 20.
Netscape in the same graveyard with MySpace.
Yeah, but I'm saying that was like 23 emails ago, right? So I don't really have an email associated with Facebook, and I've been relying on my phone number to get access, right? And they're like so like over the top now with like the security and stuff, and I understand that part of it, because everybody's a bot making a fake account. And especially with AI now, it's like, oh, another hot chick with a fake AI picture with 3 friends who
trust me, men do it too. Men do it too.
She wants to hook up with me.
Yeah.
But in any event, so the thing is, I used to have a phone number that I don't have anymore. Okay. So Facebook will not acknowledge the fact that I've changed my phone number. So anytime I want to make changes to my account, I want to, do whatever it is that I got to do, right? It won't recognize my new phone number. Okay. So I was like, all right, I'm jumping through hoops. I can't get this done. I'm like, the hell with it. Let me just try to open up a new Facebook account. I can't open up a new account either. I'm like locked out. Like, and the thing I'm saying is, imagine being so lucrative and being such a big company and being so over the top successful that you're not even interested in signing up new customers. Like, you don't, it's like, oh, new people can't sign up and can't, sign up for your business. We don't care.
And that's like, seen that lately a lot. People getting locked out of these accounts.
That's diabolical to me, though, because I mean, the thing I'm saying is, it's like, you know what? There's a reliance that we have on this technology now that, and Facebook literally does not have a phone number.
No customer service.
No, they don't have a phone number. Do you realize that I went into chat and I was like, jumping through hoops, went through all the different things I might be able to do. Chat actually said, as a last resort, I may have to go online to like their Discord or the like to try to actually get someone who works for Facebook's attention
Yeah.
on like Discord or something like that, and hope that maybe they can help me run a
They
problem.
reply. Yeah. How crazy is
Did you imagine not being able to?
that?
How can you not call a person and get a human being that can go into your account and go, "Oh, we're very sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let me help you out with that." And you actually go into my account, delete my old phone number, and
Mm-hmm.
replace it with my new phone number. Let me update my email address and be on my way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. Sites, the thing that drives me crazy is it seems like there's like this conspiracy to just make it where you can never talk to a human being. And I'm about to throw in a story that you don't know yet, or maybe you do. It's a really quick one. You know, I had to get my wedding ring fixed recently, one of the diamonds chipped. So this shocked me. I had to get it fixed through K Jewelers, and they've had my ring now for a while, which is driving me crazy, but that's another story. When I called them to get an update, they said that they had to actually outsource the ring. Like they're not fixing it in-house. They had to send it out. Do you remember what I told you happened? The girl said to me, well, for me to reach those headquarters, I have to send an email to them to find out when your ring is coming back. And I remember I actually asked her this. I said, wait a second. You have to email your headquarters to get a reply. She very deadpan said to me, oh, yeah, she goes, they don't have a phone number. She goes, we can't call them. We have to email. This is your company.
This is ugly.
You work for K Jewelers, and there's actually a division of K Jewelers that you as a worker cannot call. She's like, nope. She goes, they only respond to emails over there. She goes, I have to email them to find out the status of your ring.
She can't even call her own company that she works for.
I'm not making this up. Nope. Two girls told me the same thing. They said, nope, that particular division, we can only email. Imagine working for a company where a branch of your own company, you can't call them directly and get an update for a customer about where their ring is.
Well, I don't know if the winds of change are blowing or whatever, but the thing that's funny is with even with like self-serve, the Walmart in our neighborhood now, they got rid of all the self-serve and they went back to like full service. And you know why they did that? Because they're getting robbed blind.
Yep.
People are just walking out with shit and they're looking at what it costs to pay cashiers and what they're losing in theft. And it's just
look, you know how I feel about self-serve, and I'm going to tell you my quick Harris Teeter story. So I'm in Harris Teeter the other day shopping. Huh?
The Kaiser Hall story.
I'm in Harris Teeter, and I bought probably like 10 items, and I went and I bought a couple of Kaiser rolls. And the Kaiser rolls, you have to take them out of the container with those little like prongs or whatever, and you put them in the bag. So these are items that don't have a barcode, so you can't just scan them like milk or anything.
Yeah.
Again, with the whole, what was I thinking? This is going to be a problem. So I go into the self-serve, and everything goes except for the Kaiser rolls. Yeah. So I'm standing there and I'm like, okay, let me see how I can figure out how to ring up the rolls. So I go and I start typing in ROLLS, no. Kaiser, which I know how to spell. Kaiser, no. So now they've got the part where you don't even have to spell it. They've got the pictures of what the grocery items look like. So now I'm in there and I'm like, it's not a croissant. It's not a donut. Let me hit roll. So I hit roll. That doesn't work. So the guy over behind me, I guess he sees me struggling. So he comes over and he's like, all matter of factly, he's like, oh, no. He goes, that's not going to work. He goes, we changed the system recently. He goes, you have to know the code. And he walks over. He goes, the code for rolls is 8181. But he says it to me like I got to retain this information. He goes, the code is 8181.
Like it's common knowledge.
Know your codes, guy. I wasn't trained by Harris Teeter. I don't know the codes. And he's saying it to me like it's just like this. Oh, yeah, you got to know. So this is my suggestion. If you're going to do this, if this is how stores are going to be, just do me a favor. Have two separate areas, two separate registers. Have your full service where you pay full price. Someone's going to scan everything. They're going to nicely bag it. They're going to wish you to have a nice day, and they put the stuff in your cart. I'll pay full price for that. If you're going to have the side where I'm going to bag myself and I've got to learn your codes and I have to know everything I need to know about, the groceries, give me 20% off. I will learn all of Harris Teeter's codes. I will learn all of Lowe's codes. I will learn what Kaiser rolls are. I will learn what lettuce is. I will learn the code for broccoli. I will learn all this stuff, but you've got to give me 20% off. 20% off. You're being too generous. Now, if I got to learn codes, and now I got to know 8181 is for Kaiser rolls every time I go in, 20% off.
Yeah. Well,
I'll do it for that.
well, in any event, we're pushing it. We're at a half an hour. And I know you didn't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far over. So I think we should wrap this up and, move on to our next podcast.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
we got to figure out what the next topic is going to be.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we'll come up with 3. And
Okay.
maybe we'll do a poll and ask like our Facebook friends like what they want us to talk about.
I like that idea.
I want to talk about like the hotness thing, like 80s hot versus like 2025 hot.
I like that one, but I still want to do that conversation we had about the job market, how different it was when
that's a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah, it was a good one.
Especially being from New York with the whole headhunter thing. So
yeah, I want to definitely get into that a little bit. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Peace out. Love you, baby.
Peace out. Love you too.
Talk to you later.